Hi everyone, it's Melissa, and today I am sharing with you my TBR for Jane Austen July. I am just so excited for Jane Austen July this year. I'm always excited for it. It's one of my favorite reading events, but I have a bit of time for reading this July, which I didn't have really the last couple of years, and so I'm extra excited for it this year. So the first prompt for Jane Austen July is to read one of Jane Austen's 6 main novels. I only have one left that I haven't read, so I'll be reading that one, and I'm also going to be doing the group read of Sense and Sensibility. I will probably listen to it on audiobook just because even though I have some time for reading this July, I still have some other obligations, i.e. I am finishing up some of the reading I have to do for the BookTube prize. So I think probably Sense and Sensibility will be on audiobook. That's a reread for me. I love Sense and Sensibility. And the other book that I have never read, the last of the main 6 for me, is Mansfield Park. So very much looking forward to finishing up all of the main 6 of Austen's novels. Prompt number 2 is to read something by Jane Austen that is not one of her main 6 novels. I'll be doing the group read, which this year is The Watsons and Sanditon, and also my library carries a bind up of those. So that's what I'll be doing this year. Prompt number 3 is to read a nonfiction work about Jane Austen or her time. If I'm going to drop any of these, it'll probably be this one, just because I mentioned the BookTube prize reading that I'm doing, but I'm reading for the nonfiction group. So that means I've been reading a lot of nonfiction this year. And if I'm going to drop any of these books, I'm going to drop the nonfiction. That being said, a lot of people recommend this book, and that is At Home with Jane Austen by Lucy Worsley. So I will try to read it, but that's going to be the first thing cut because I really want to get to all of the other fun fiction reading I have planned. The next prompt is to read a retelling of a Jane Austen book or a work of historical fiction set in Jane Austen's time. This one was very hard for me to narrow down. I have such a long list of retellings that I want to read, and I'm not going to have time for all of them. So I narrowed it down to one, but if I have time, I will definitely pick up another. And what I narrowed it down to is something that I've had as an ebook for a couple of years now, and that is What Kitty Did Next by Carrie Cablain. I'll make sure all that information is below. This is a Pride and Prejudice retelling following Kitty and presumably what happens after the events of Pride and Prejudice. Prompt number 5 is to read a book by a contemporary of Jane Austen, and this one I always struggle with. I often don't get on with contemporaries of Jane Austen. Regency writing, I guess, just isn't my thing aside from Jane Austen. However, I decided this year, instead of doing what I've done previously and trying to read novels, I will try to read a poetry collection. And my library does have some William Wordsworth collections, so that's what I'll be doing. I haven't read much Wordsworth. I read some in high school, and I remember enjoying it, so I think that that's a safer bet for me to actually enjoy a book from that prompt. The last 2 prompts are for watching challenges, and I've decided to focus on the novels that I'm reading this year to watch things related to those 2 novels, Mansfield Park and Sense and Sensibility. Number 6 is to watch a direct screen adaptation of a Jane Austen book. So for that, I am going to try the Mansfield Park adaptation, which I forget what year that came out, that everyone seems to hate. I can always turn it off if I don't like it, it's fine. And then I am going to watch at least 1, if not 2, of Sense and Sensibility adaptations. I love the adaptation with Emma Thompson and Kate Winslet from 1995. That's the only Sense and Sensibility adaptation that I've seen. I absolutely love it. I will probably rewatch it, but I would like to also watch the 2008, I think it was maybe a miniseries, as that has been recommended by Katie at Books and Things. So I'm going to see if my library has that, and I will give that one a go as well. And finally, number 7 is to watch a modern screen adaptation of a Jane Austen book. and I couldn't find any modern screen adaptations of Mansfield Park, so I think there might be a web series, maybe. I might try to track that down, but I will be watching From Prada to Nada, which is a Sense and Sensibility retelling or modern screen adaptation, and I know there's another web series, Eleanor and Marianne Take Barton, which I might look into, but I am going to keep my eyes peeled for modern adaptations of Mansfield Park as well. So those are my watching and reading plans. I am so looking forward to it. Let me know if you are planning to take part in Jane Austen July this year and what you plan to read. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. Bye.